Alright guys, welcome back to Data Dream Motorsports YouTube channel. Tonight, we're back in the shop. It's been a late night, and we're working on the Mustang. What are we doing tonight? Well, we need some more cooling. So, we're going to take a radiator, put it in the back, plumb up from the front to the back, and add another radiator to our cooling system. So, believe it or not, this radiator, being that it's about 10.5-ish inches tall by 31-inch core, when you split that in half, this is just about size, or maybe slightly bigger than the radiator that's in the back size-wise. Core-wise, it's not quite the same. So, anyways, we have a radiator that we're going to be mounting in the back. And then in our carbon trunk, we are going to take this triangle-shaped hole and that triangle-shaped hole, cut it out, create a scoop that goes down and through it, and then we're gonna make a vent that comes out the back, one on this side, one on this side. So we're gonna get started welding up a couple of braces that look like that, but to hold up the radiator. This isn't the eventual radiator that we'll use. We are going to use an aluminum one. This is just what the local parts store had, and it would work for mock-up, and we'll go ahead and make the rest with the aluminum one. So yeah, let's get moving. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the bottom mount. Now we're gonna make it off of these little supports that it uses off the factory one. This is out of a XJ Jeep, and so they make an aluminum radiator for it that is a nice big one, and it is a little on the expensive side, even though they made it for so long. But anyways, we're gonna make the first one right off of here, and we're gonna put it and use an angle to go across here, and we will then weld a piece on the end so we can bolt the angle here on each side, and then we'll go ahead and weld a tab onto here that will hold it from the angle. Get it cut. Alright, so we got that cut. It's gonna be hard to do this one-handed and show you, but we've got cut with a little bit of left over there, or with a little bit of space there, because our goal here is to have enough space, but our two tabs that we're going to weld onto the end of this to be able to bolt it to the aluminum piece to fit. Alright, I'm going to weld these on. And there is the bottom piece. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to measure, and we're going to weld a couple of tabs, one on each side, and what that will do is this hole will go through, and that tab right there, and we'll use a little bushing that rubs there and just sits there. That way it holds the bottom. Alright, so here we are. We've got the tabs held down into place. I've already taken it over to the radiator and checked to make sure that it slides through nicely. I'm going to get these tack welded on just like the ends, and if all fits well, then I'll weld it all the way in. Alright guys, so here we are. We've got the bottom braced in place like where we left off. They made a nice little quick mount for the top. Now I just need to get a couple of bushings so she doesn't rattle around. So that'll be good and tight enough for now. Once it's all bolted in, it'll be good. We're just holding on by clamps. So there's where we are for now. Next thing we're going to do is put in all the coolant hoses. Alright guys, so here we are. We are just about wrapped up with things. In the back, we've got the inlet coolant line coming through for the fitting, through the radiator, out the other side, through that side. Alright, down underneath the car, it's a little bit harder to see, but up there, fittings come through, bottom of the trunk, and they're gonna run through these two lines. Now this is all just temporarily put in there, and then from there it runs up to the heater core. I gotta put a splice in that one. I couldn't find one long enough to go all the way up to the heater core. But I'm going to end up making some brackets to make this fit better. But for now, with proof of concept, that will work. Guys, so it's the next day of this project, and the only thing I haven't showed you so far is one of the pieces we're going to be using, and that's an expansion tank. So I know it's kind of ugly, but whatever. Sometimes doing a proof of concept with something that's cheap, as this is only like 20-25 bucks, is going to make it easier than buying the $200 part that you really can't return. So believe it or not, it actually fits in the spot I want it to super well. I'll make a couple of brackets for it to sit there, mount up, steam tube line, overflow line, another steam tube line that I will cap off for right now. Vent line that will go down into the T that we need to put together for the lines down there. And this is going to be a great addition to our cooling system. So I think we are going to have this wrapped up here in a little bit today. I wanted to check to make sure that fit the size. It couldn't have fit any better. I'm gonna go grab a couple other little pieces that we need. We'll be back, wrap this up, fill it up, test it out. Should be good to go. We're gonna do it today. All right guys, so here we are. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little bracket that goes from this bolt over here to that bracket right there. So this is gonna be hard to do. Let me just put this down. Anyways, I made a little template here. So what that's gonna do is just have it so we can bolt this little bracket that we'll make to that, and it will go right over top of the other one, just like that. And it will bolt down onto there and hold it in the right spot. And then we'll make another one down on the bottom to fit right in there and just have it slot in. It'll be good. So let me make this bracket. All right guys, bracket done. I just took another little scrap piece of our carbon that we had and I made it in there. I might have to adjust these angles slightly, but for now it'll stay on just fine. Next thing we're gonna do, see if I can get you a look at this. Right down here is meant for a little notch here to stick up into that spot to hold it in place there. So I'm gonna make a little one for that next. So here is the bracket I made. What I did was I took one that was just a different shape, bent it to the right spot, and it will go ahead and sit right down there and just have a notch spot in it, and that will come and slide right into there just like that and hold it. That's it. Let me get this drilled, bolted in, and we're ready. Well, there we are. Tabs bolted on. We're ready to go ahead and slide back into place, and that's where it'll sit, just like that. So guys, with a little trimming and such, we've got the trunk fitting again. We are just about completed here. All right guys, quick update. So we are done installing. Everything is tight, clamped down, good to go. We've got some distilled water. We're gonna go ahead and fill the complete system up, bleed it all, and then we have to go ahead and do a test. Well guys, hope you can hear me. I'm testing out the system now, and it all is working. I see no leaks. Everything seems to be good so far. And if you walk back to the back, it's already really warm to the touch. That tells me, yeah, it's warm everywhere. That we should have enough water and water wetter in the system, and that once it's completely bled, we should be good. I've got a couple of fins that we're gonna get for the back radiator. Hopefully I'll have those tomorrow. And yeah, in the meantime, get things ready to go for a test drive.